Upload your mind, live forever in a digital paradise. We've all heard that, right? It sounds like the ultimate upgrade. But let's look into the brutal truth behind digital immortality. Will you actually live forever when your brain is uploaded? Or is the upload just creating a very expensive puppet of yourself? And once that puppet is created, is the digital version of your mind still your mind? Or do you just cease to exist? Can you actually live in a world of electrons in server farms? The copy versus the continuity is the problem here.
Useful Thoughts Video Podcast.
If I take a photo of my dog, that photo is not my dog. If you upload your consciousness, are you actually moving your soul, or are you just making a high-resolution copy of it? Think about it. They scan your brain while you are still alive, and version 2.0 wakes up on a server farm in Silicon Valley. Now, who is the real you? You're still sitting, you still want to eat lunch, and version 2.0 is just a bunch of code that thinks it is actually you because it has your memories. Once this digital copy of you is made, you, the living you, is still mortal, and that means you're still going to die. So for you, the experience is not immortality. It's just being replaced by a ghost that has your face and probably your bad habit of over-explaining things at parties. Let's talk about the substrate and the terms of service. If your consciousness is sitting on a corporate server, you are just a tenant. Imagine waking up in digital heaven and getting a notification. Your subscription has expired. Please watch these 5,000 advertising videos. If you don't watch these videos, you will not continue to exist. Or even worse, we have updated our terms of service. By continuing to exist, you agree to let us use your childhood memories for targeted marketing. A company will be running you. You're not a person anymore, you're an asset. And what if the company goes bankrupt? Well, I guess then they pull the plug. Your immortality only lasts as long as the company's quarterly earnings report looks good. That is a totally terrifying form of dependency. And now to the most ridiculous thing about it, the math. You are a data nightmare. I mean, how do you actually scan a brain? It's not like scanning a document in the office. Your brain has about 86 billion neurons. And each of these has thousands of connections, synapses. So to map at a level where this is actually you, we're talking about electron microscopy. We'd have to slice your brain into nanometer slim layers, which is, by the way, a little bit of a one-way trip for the original owner of these neurons. To simulate just one single human brain, researchers estimate we would need about 1 Zettabyte of data. Before I researched that, I didn't even know that a Zettabyte existed. I remember back in the 90s, these floppy disks could save 1.4 megabytes. A Zettabyte is much more than a floppy disk. A Zettabyte wouldn't even fit on billions of floppy disks. So to put that into perspective, 1 Zettabyte is about the data of the whole internet. So you cannot just become a file on a hard disk, you will become a global infrastructure project if they want to save your brain. And performance-wise, well, your human brain, while you're still alive, runs on about 20 watts. Well, that's about roughly a dim light bulb. To run a simulation of your brain with the current hardware, you would need a whole nuclear power plant and a cooling system about as huge as a stadium. So if you think that your fan is loud when you play a game, imagine the sound of a jet engine that is needed to run your digital self. And the next problem, when you're digitalized, can you actually feel? Can the algorithm that will run you feel? This is where philosophers and coders start fighting. Does AI have a consciousness? Well, we see these LLMs, these large language models. Well, they may talk like people, but they are actually stochastic parrots. They are just predicting their next words based on math. Can you transfer a soul into that? If a soul is just the emerging property of 86 billions of neurons firing, then maybe. But if there's something more, a spark, a soul we can't quite measure, then the digital version is just a hollow shell. It's a machine that says, I'm sad, because the data system says that's what humans feel sometimes, they are sad. And then it switches to happy mode again, and then back to sad mode. But it doesn't actually feel the sadness, and it's not actually happy. It just pretends to be happy based on a large language model. And then let's talk about the social isolation of the digital soul. What are you doing when you are uploaded? You're alive, sure, maybe. But you can't feel the sun. You can't smell the rain or the woods. And you can't walk with your dog anymore. So is an AI version of somebody actually that person? No. My friends talk about their kids like they are projects to carry on their legacy. They see kids as a way to live forever. But an AI copy is a static project. It doesn't grow. It doesn't have accidents like real people do. It doesn't have these kinds of sorrows that real people do. It is just a loop. It is a personality that has dissolved and disappeared into an algorithm. And this algorithm cannot figure out how to unsubscribe from its own existence. So what's this episode's conclusion? Maybe the useful thought here is that immortality is a scam. We are so afraid of the end that we're willing to send over our souls to a subscription model. And there's certainly freedom in knowing that we are finite. Being alive requires the risk of being lonely, the risk of getting sick, the risk of things going wrong. But if you remove the risks, you remove the you. Creating an AI of your mind is not immortality. It's just a digital headstone that can talk back. And honestly, who wants to be a headstone that has to deal with software updates? So, would you do it? Would you upload yourself and become immortal? Or are you actually, like me, finding it much more interesting to live in a world which is messy, immortal, and to live in this reality that has been given to you and not change into something completely absurd? So stay tuned for the next episode where I will dive even deeper into the codes of our everyday's life. Subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you again.